Hello students, today I'm going to show you around our model home and show you some of the electronic aids of daily living, or EADL devices, also known as environmental control units. And going to do this kind of quick, and hopefully someday you'll be able to come over here yourself. But I'm going to switch the camera around and show you that we are in the bedroom portion of the model home, and it's a bigger bedroom than most people have, right? And so everybody's like, oh, I wish I lived in that big bedroom. So different little things. Right now this would probably be something that come in handy. It's a desk that you can fold up against the wall, and so space saving. Also have a closet full of all kinds of adaptive equipment, landline phones with big buttons. These are all through a program called the California Telephone Access Program, or CTAP. So you'd think that most people don't have landlines anymore, but there are a few that do, especially our seniors. So these big button phones are really helpful. Another thing we talk about a lot with our patients are call bells or personal response systems. So there's monitored ones, and we'll talk a little bit more about those when we talk about AT for seniors. But these are amulets you can wear, or things on your wrist you can wear. When you push the button, it alerts the phone to call a monitoring system. But very typically we do something very simple with a wireless doorbell. So this one actually can strobe, as well as make a sound. So it's called the Strobe Doorbell Kit. I think it was less than $20. And so I think you can even change the the sound. So that's a very inexpensive call bell system. You do have to be able to push that button. So that would be, a limiting factor maybe for some people, but it's, there's certainly quite a few around. Going to Home Depot or Lowe's to look at those is really helpful. So those are some of our reachers, as well as different kinds of aids for grooming, and long-handled brushes and different things that over the years we found are pretty helpful to our patients. So call bell systems, telephones, and some general ADL types of equipment are in this closet. And then we also talk a lot in this room about space, how big a lift is, and how big a wheelchair is, and the bed. And so you're going to need to think about space. Overbed tables are always a great addition to your home. They're portable, they're mobile, they're height adjustable. These are some ways that you could use, say, a computer in bed. You may have seen this on Facebook. I got one. It has all kinds of adjustments, but I don't particularly like it very much. We can talk about it when we're all together. You may have found something that works better, but it's not that easy to adjust. This is something you could use over the bed, and actually put a tablet or a book on it, and actually have it, over the head of the bed. So since so many of our patients are interested in using smart speakers, I have one set up here in the bedroom. It's just the Echo Dot. And because you can change your wake-up word to be a few different things, and so I've named this one Echo. So Echo, turn on the fan. There's my fan. So the way that works is I've plugged the fan into a little smart socket, which is this one, and then that hooks up to the internet, and I'm able to pretty easily sync that up with the Echo Dot. Echo, turn off the fan. Echo, turn on the lamp. Voila. So that lamp is plugged into a smart socket as well. That then syncs up with the Echo. So another way, if they don't have smart speakers, if they don't want smart speaker, you can easily find these systems, especially at Christmas time for like your Christmas lights. So I have this lamp here plugged in to this module, and then this is the controller that comes with it, and that's number 2, so I can turn the lamp on easily. So this is a very low cost, easy solution for just turning the lamps on and off if someone is able to push buttons. If they're not able to push buttons, then, and they have a voice, they can certainly use smart speaker. There's also smart light bulbs, so that could be operated by your phone, by your tablet, as well as, you know, certainly hooked up to the smart speakers as well. Echo, what is the weather in Downey, California?
Right now in Downey, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Throughout the day, you can expect more of the same, with a high of 73 degrees and a low of 63 degrees.
Echo, you have a nice day.
Same to you.
So I'm going to take you into our model bathroom. And so we've got a variety of bath benches. This is a tub slide system that it slides over the tub. Actually built by one of our former Rancho patients. This company's named New Products, and makes some great bath bench type of devices that slide or tilt and recline. So it's NUPRODX. We also have a roll-in shower. So this roll-in shower actually is a prefab type of model that you can order from Lowe's or Home Depot and take out the tub and just plop it right in with, you know, going to fit in terms of a standard tub. But it comes with the grab bars and the extendable hoses and even a bench, but most of our patients would prefer to use a rolling shower chair. So, so that's a very easy way to modify the bathroom if you can. If you live in an apartment or a rental, they're not going to let you take out the tub, but that's where you could use maybe some of these other devices. So then in terms of grab bars, this is called a floor to ceiling pole. So there's the ceiling all the way to the floor. And so this part of it can be moved so that you're on the toilet and you can use it to pull yourself up. So it doesn't require any installation into the walls, which is important for apartment dwellers. So we also have a sink that's wall mounted. So that could be wall mounted like at any height you want, so you can pull a wheelchair right underneath. And also we've taken an IKEA cabinet and cut out the bottom shelf so that somebody could just really easily pull right up under there to get to the sink. And just some commercially available kind of things where you have like an extendable mirror and a hair dryer holder and lots of different toileting aids. So any questions about any of those things, you just let me know. So the kitchen is very great for a wheelchair user. You can see there's plenty of clearance underneath. So someone could pull right up underneath the stove, could pull up right underneath the sink. On this one, you actually can move the whole cabinet out of the way. The counters also raise up. You can see how it's going up and go down. So a lot of times if someone is thinking about remodeling their kitchen, they can come over and try the counters at different heights, and we can just measure, and they can then see what's a good height for them to put their counters at, or maybe think about some height adjustable. The oven has a side opening door, which any oven actually can come that way. You can actually install it that way. And then there's a lot of things that, are just helpful to put in, the type of shelves that roll out, and carousels. I can bring things to you, and the extendable hose. So there's so many different, kitchen cooking aids, from low tech to high tech, that until you're actually cooking with a person, you don't know, how something could work. But we have quite a few of them here. Some of the chopping aids that I like to recommend. This one is something I use at home a lot. It's great for people with one hand. So you'd slice up, say, onion or apple, and you just place it on here, and then just boom, and then it collects in this little bottom part. And this even comes with some smaller little spaces, so if you want to mince up even smaller. There's always a food processor, and then something as simple as, these little choppers for chopping nuts or chopping, just about anything. So it's got just the knife inside. So I want to talk about operating things like the TV, as well as other appliances in the home. So just kind of from the low tech to high tech for TV, there's many different bigger button remotes out there. I'm constantly looking for bigger buttons, cheap, universal remotes, and here's just a sampling of some that I've found over the years. You can find these in catalogs, or I don't know who looks at catalogs anymore, but online, as well as Target, Best Buy. So I really like this one because it's really nice and flat. But I find that something like this, a lap tray with maybe a little piece of Velcro on it, can really be helpful to hold the remote. And then it's on there, and then you can take the lap tray off your lap, or when you're in your wheelchair, and you're not going to lose the remote. And then simple things to use the remote may be an easy hold, which allows you to hold the eraser end of the pencil and hit the keys much more easily. So something as simple as that can be all it takes. Besides the easy hold, there's a universal cup, which looks like that. So pretty common device that's good for so many different things. I use this thing all the time. This remote here is only 6 buttons, which is great for people with visual impairments as well as cognitive impairments. So they could just feel for, and you could put some little indicators on to let somebody know which one is the volume up and volume down. The on off is always going to be the big circle. So I love this remote too, just the 6 button, but most people that don't have those problems would hate it because you'd have to go channel up, channel up, channel up, channel down to get to your channel. So that could take a long time. So one question I kind of ask is, do you always watch the same channel, or you're going around a lot of different channels? So a lot of these may not work with the newer TVs that use Wi-Fi versus infrared. So, that's just something to kind of ask before you purchase something like this, or before you recommend what kind of TV do you have. Is it an Apple TV? Is it work on your Wi-Fi or your cable? And do you have like an infrared remote versus Wi-Fi? So the other thing we can, I can demonstrate is something called a switch scanning remote, or the Relax 2. So I have it mounted, it looks like this, on my lock line mount. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. And so my lock line mount can move it so I can see it pretty well. And these are not buttons. So they look kind of like buttons, but they're not. So there's my TV, here's my remote, and here's my switch. So I turn the switch on to get the TV on. If you could see that that little red light went on, and now I've got TV on. So turn it off, I hit the switch and then hit it again, turn it off. So I'll show that again. I hit the switch, it's a red light on the on off, and then I push it again. And it should come on, there we go. So if I want to change channels, I would just hit the switch to start the scan, and it's going to take a little bit. So now you can see it goes down, and I hit the switch to change the channel. So if I want to go back, channel up, hit the switch again, it's going to go up to on off, but I'll wait, and then I hit the switch, and it went back up to the channel I was on. So I can do the same with volume up, volume down. So I'm going to turn the TV off by waiting, scans up, there we go. So that's using switch scanning with the Relax, the Mini Relax. The Relax 2 actually can let you operate many other devices with infrared. I have to say I've recommended this in my career maybe 3 or 4 times. And I think out of those 3 or 4 times, at least 2 of them brought the device back and said, no, this isn't going to work. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's, a real efficient or successful way, but it could be. So there's also another Relax, and it's also called the Mini Relax, that I've recommended more, and other people like it, and it's got all these different little jacks. So you can plug in the switch for just on off, another switch for channel up, another switch for channel down. So you don't have to wait for it to scan, but you would have to have a few different switches. If you wanted all of these functions, you'd have to have 6 different switches. So that may be something somebody could do, but most likely not. Now, some people just want to turn the TV on or off. A lot of times they just want to turn it off. Somebody else has turned it on and they just want to turn it off. So in that sense, something like this really could be helpful. So you just would need the right switch, the right mounting, and in that device. Alexa, turn on the TV. Alexa, turn off the TV. Now this TV is an older model. It does not work on Wi-Fi, and so we do need to use what's called a hub, and the Logitech hub is a good one. It actually is something that's a universal remote. It can turn your phone into a remote, so someone could use their phone. But then that also allows it to sync up with the smart speaker. So we've got a variety of smart speakers here that can all do the same thing with the different peripherals. So I'll kind of start down on this end. This is the Echo Show. It's actually an older model. The newer one's a little bit smaller and more compact. When this shelter in place lockdown started, my parents who are elderly live in Texas, and I wanted to be able to see them. So I got them one, and I have one. And so they can just say, call Kathleen, and we can see each other, or I can say, call Mom. And so that's been a real nice thing for us to be able to see each other and talk, and it's very easy for them to use. So I've named this one Computer. Show me a video of chicken and rice.
Here's what I found.
Computer, show me number 1. So it's a recipe for chicken and rice. So it will show me some recipes. It'll kind of show me some videos of how to make that. It's chicken and rice soup, actually. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna make us all hungry. Computer, stop. So we've also put these in the inpatient unit. So patients, when they're doing cooking, can do the same thing, or they can play music, or they can ask how many cups are in a gallon or something like that. Computer, go home. So Google also makes, so that's an Amazon Echo Show. So Google also makes smart speakers. So this one is the Google Mini.
I'm not sure.
The Home Mini. And this is the Google Home. Okay, Google, tell me a joke.
I don't know that one.
What type of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed.
Ha ha. So we kind of have an ongoing competition to see who has better jokes. Alexa, tell me a joke.
What do you call a potato wearing glasses? A spectator.
Oh, well, I got a chuckle out of that one. So maybe, Alexa, you're doing pretty good. So the most common thing
I don't know that one.
people use their smart speakers for would be playing music, asking questions. Alexa, how many COVID cases are there at LA County Hospital?
According to Reuters, as of June 5, 2020, more than 6.6 million cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed worldwide. The countries most affected by the outbreak include the United States, Brazil, and Russia. The virus has caused over 391,000 deaths worldwide, with over 2.8 million.
Alexa, stop. So she didn't actually answer my question directly, but sometimes you do have to ask it in a few different ways. So you can order things, you can have books read to you, you can hook it up to thermostats, you can hook it up to all different kinds of things, including like some microwaves and drapes. So there's all kinds of devices that are now being able to be operated through the Amazon and Google devices. So that's kind of just a little smattering of what we have here in the model home. So from the low-tech big button remotes to even switch scanning to more high-tech smart speakers, we can help our patients meet their goals of operating things in the home.